Hello everyone, welcome to Krystalita's Corner. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And yes, you guessed it, Christmas time is here. Look at the moose ears. I had to represent Max because today we're reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. It is one of my favorite holiday books, and I will tell you why. Because did you know that Christmas is not about the gifts? It's not about the shopping. It's about being with those that you love. So let's find out how the Grinch learned that lesson. But before, we gotta sing our listening song. So here we go. Take out your wiggly wigglies. And eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, bodies calm. This is how we listen. This is how we listen at story time. At story time. Now give yourself a big squeeze with holiday cheer and now we're ready. You guessed it. I really love Christmas. So here we go. And we're going to start reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But why did he steal Christmas is the main question. Let's find out. And I know I'm not Jim Carrey, so it's not going to be as funny as that, but I'll try my best. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. Look at that face. He said nope. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Could be. But that belly, though. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. That's Whoville, y'all. And they're hanging their stocking, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew. What did he know? Ooh, Mary, Mary, says the sign. Look at what's in here, guys. What do we see, friends? Look at all these Whos in Whoville. I see presents. They're doing lots of cool stuff. All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, the noise. Oh, the noise, noise, noise. There's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. But it sounds like joy, Grinch. Man, he is so grouchy. Then the Whos, young and old, would sit down to a feast. They'd feast and they'd feast and they'd feast and they'd feast and feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. I see lots of smiles. Look at everyone so happy feasting on Christmas except for the Grinch. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing and sing and sing. And the more the Grinch thought of all this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? How's he gonna do it? Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. Look at those eyes. Look at that smile. He's thinking of something. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and cluckled, what a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer, the Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Like that. Poor Max, look at him. What's he gonna have to do? What did the reindeer do with the sleigh? They gotta pull out all those presents, including the Grinch. Let's see if Max can do it. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Giddy up!" And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town. Here they go. Look at his worried face. Could we just... Poor Max. He said, "Oh, Dad, you are cray-cray." All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square. "This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. He's ready. What's he gonna do? Oh no. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. "These stockings," he grinned, "are the first things to go." What is he gonna do in that bag with all of those things? Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorns, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Oh my goodness, they're all gonna be gone. And look at the kids sleeping in their beds of snooze. How do you think they're gonna feel when they wake up and all their presents, all the Christmas, oh no, I'll fix it, don't worry. All the Christmas decorations are gonna be gone. Oh, he's not done yet, friends. He's not done. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, the Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. He took everything in the fridge, so they can't have anything to eat. They can't have anything related to Christmas because he does not want them to find joy in it. That's not very kind. His heart must be smaller because they're not doing anything bad. But let's see. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. "And now," grinned the Grinch, "I will stuff up the tree." The tree? Even the tree? Oh, that's too much, Grinch. Come on, leave him something. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought of a lie and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied, "there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there. Then I'll bring it back here." Wink. And his fig fooled the child, then he patted her head, he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he knew he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. He finished his job after sending Cindy Lou Who back to bed. Oh my God, despicable, this boy. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls, he left nothing but hooks and some wire. Look at that, it's absolutely empty. It was full of Christmas decorations, and now there's nothing there, and they're sound asleep in their beds. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Look at that. The mouse can't even eat it. How are they gonna celebrate Christmas? They don't have decorations. They don't have any presents. They don't even have a tree. They don't have a snow globe. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses. He went to every single house in Whoville and took all of their things. Oh goodness. Leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. He left nothing. The whole town has no Christmas. It was dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was Grinchinly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. He is so mean. Oh my God. He is finding so much delight in the thought of these people or these Who's not having their presents. Let's see what's gonna happen. I bet you'll be surprised. There's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. Can you do it? There you go. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. What could that sound be that he's hearing down in Whoville? I don't know. He's very excited to hear boo. Do you think that's what they're gonna hear? Surprise. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Look at his surprise face. He said, what? Even Max is surprised. Look at him. Huh. What do you think he heard? What was he surprised about? Let's see. Because remember, no presents, no Christmas tree, no food for the feast. So he's expecting a lot of crying. Let's find out. Every Who in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. But how? How could it be Christmas if there's no presents? And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. So he's like, maybe these people weren't buying all those things just because it was Christmas. Maybe they were getting all of those things because they cared for each other, but it really wasn't about the things. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. There he goes, he's zooming. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. The end. Oh my gosh, I love that book so much because out of all people that could teach us that Christmas is not about presents and that Christmas is not about showing off all the things that you got or all the things that you have, the Grinch. It's the Grinch that taught us that Christmas is about so much more. So if you can, why don't you go with or talk with someone that you love and talk about what is Christmas really about? What are the holidays really about? As a teacher, we get breaks for Christmas. We get 2 weeks off for the most part. And that's a time that we cherish so much. And it's not because I get to go shopping. It's not because I get to go to Target or Walmart to get all the things. No, it's because I can rest and I can spend time with my family. And that is really, really what Christmas is about. It's just about spending time with all of the people that you love. So even if you're far away from someone or you're close from someone, take time this holiday season to say I love you, to say I care for you, to give someone a hug, or just express how you feel. Thanks everyone for coming to Krystalita's Corner. I hope you loved my rendition of The Grinch. It's seriously one of my favorite books, and I wish I can do all of the facial expressions that Jim Carrey does, but of course, he's the one and only. So have a great day, and I hope you come back to Krystalita's Corner. Till next time.